hear something really crazy? I thought I had a bright idea today that Lands End would be a good idea, and it's absolutely packed. But I honestly thought, with the weather that we've had this week, with all the rain and everything, I honestly thought that it would be a lot quieter today than it actually is. But if you look behind me, there's cars everywhere. I felt rain then. Tell you what, I haven't been to Land's End in peak season since I was a kid. It still gets really busy, even during COVID times. Now, I used to come to Land's End a lot when I was a child, and to be honest, it's not really changed a huge deal since I used to come here when I was a kid. But the one thing I have noticed is there used to be like this huge pirate ship here, which was like a play park for kids, but they haven't got it anymore. There is a park, but it's not like a massive pirate ship that you can go inside and all that lot. It was like the only reason to come here back in the 90s. You may want to keep in mind, if you are planning on coming here and having your picture taken, with the sign that tells you the distance from like New York and Paris and other places in the world, expect a queue.
We found holes in these walls. We like what we saw.
I don't know whether you can see this behind me, but there's some like kayakers just paddling around out there. Looks a bit treacherous to me. One of the most annoying things is I've literally just tried to fly the drone here because I wanted to get some nice aerial shots, but it says it's an authorization only area, which is weird because when I checked it on the map it said that you're allowed to fly here. So as soon as I tried to take up, it asked me to input an authorization code, which obviously I don't have, so I had to bring it back down. So unfortunately I can't get any aerial shots today, which is annoying. I have decided to get off the beaten track and away from the crowds simply because it's just so many people there. And I'm not worried. I don't mind crowds or anything like that, but it's just nice to just sort of get away from them. What a shame. Oh, look. They must have named this after me. I figured now that we're off the beaten track, for those of you that are new to this channel, I can give you a little bit of information about me. Tell you what, the views from here are fantastic. Now there's been quite a bit of erosion at Land's End over the last few years, and they've put these sort of railings up here to stop people from going over the fence, because obviously they could end up falling in the sea, but not everyone listens. And that's one of the reasons why I donate to the RNLI, to save people that break the rules for a picture. I mean, I suppose in a way you could say that I'm a bit of a wuss not going over the railings myself, but the thing is, I have a lot of people of all ages that watch these YouTube videos that I make, and you've kind of got to set an example, because if you don't and somebody copies something that I do, then you can't help but somehow feel responsible for that. So as we are gaining that little bit closer to 1,000 subscribers, I figured for those of you that have been watching this channel for a long time, I'd give you a bit of information about me that I don't necessarily normally share on here. If you're not interested in hearing anything about me and you just want to see Land's End, skip to this time. So here's some fun and interesting facts about me. Here's an interesting fact: I am allergic to a lot of things. I do have hay fever, and I do suffer from it all year round, believe it or not. So sitting on the grass like this is making my legs itch, but the thing on the allergy side of things as well, I'm actually allergic to seafood. I can't eat any shellfish, can't eat any regular fish either. So even though I spend a huge amount of my time in the sea, snorkeling, surrounding myself in sea creatures and everything, I can't actually eat any of them. So when people ask me why I don't spearfish when I go snorkeling, there's no point. I mean, what would be the point in me spearfishing? Because I can't eat any of it. So I might as well just go out there and just observe the beauty of nature. I pretty much have a normal standard 9-to-5 job. It has nothing to do with photography or videography or anything like that. This is just something that is a hobby of mine. I've pretty much taught myself how to make these videos. Before I got into sort of making videos as a hobby, I used to really enjoy taking photographs, and I learned most of my sort of photography and learning compositions and things and how cameras work through my dad. And this is back in the day when there wasn't digital cameras or anything, so you'd have to get it right each picture, because you'd have to wait to get the picture developed before you could get it back. And then it's just remembering, if it doesn't quite come out right, or if it is overexposed or anything like that, there's no way of looking up to see what aperture you had anything on or anything like that. But thanks, Dad, for all the knowledge. It's a shame that I'm now better than you. I'm a Virgo. I was born in September 1984. That would make me 37 this year. Yep, that's a good age, isn't it? According to Kate, I don't act 37. I'm more, and my nephews think I'm a teenager, which is great. Most of you probably already know, but I am due to get married. Oh, well, I was actually due to get married in June, but obviously because of COVID that got put back to July next year. So getting married in St Ives, really excited about it, really can't wait for it. Kate's already told me I'm not allowed to film on the day, which I kind of understand, because she doesn't want me sort of stood up at the altar with my camera going, "Hi, yeah, well, love Sundays." I think she'd actually hate that if I did it, to be honest. A lot of people have been asking me recently what my sort of plan is for this channel, and to be honest, I don't really know. I just want to keep making videos. I want people to keep enjoying the videos, and I just want to see how far I can take it, really. I mean, if it opens up doors, fantastic. If it doesn't open up doors and I just carry on doing what I'm doing, then I'll just keep doing that. It's not the end of the world, but it would be nice for it to become something that I would be able to do long term. And as I said, as we're sort of getting really close to 1,000 now, we might actually already be at 1,000 by the time I release this video. And if that's the case, in the next video I will do the 1,000 subscriber t-shirt giveaway that we talked about a few weeks ago. Another fact is that I've been snorkeling since I was about 11 years old, and I used to do it a lot with my dad when I was growing up, and we used to go to France and places like that. And one of the things with my snorkeling is that I actually stopped for a very long time. I spent a year traveling in 2011, and when I was in Thailand and Malaysia and places like that, I started doing a lot of snorkel trips again on boats and things, and I kind of found the love for it again. But then when I got back to this country, I just stopped doing it. And then it wasn't until I started making this channel again that I found the love for it again. And I'm really glad I did. So if anything comes out of this channel, I'm just really happy that that was one of the things that I should hopefully keep up and keep doing. But anyway, that was however many facts that was about me. So as I was saying earlier about that old pirate ship that used to be at Land's End there, that you could play on as a kid, it was the highlight, the main reason to come to Land's End. As a kid anyway, obviously, you know, your parents sort of want to come here because it's iconic and it's the end of England, but it was fantastic. I mean, just let me know in the comments if you remember it, and I'll see if I can find a picture on the internet and just sort of show you. I also remember there used to be like a bridge that used to go along here as well, and obviously I think due to the corrosion that we were talking about earlier, that's no longer here. Just to show some of the corrosion. That water looks really inviting though. There's no way down there though, you can't exactly climb down there. But this is the sort of string fencing that I was talking about that those people were ignoring earlier. Nightmare. Another thing I'd like to mention as well is some of the other Cornwall related YouTubers that I like to watch. I've mentioned this channel before in the past, and it's Vicky Chalmers, and the reason why I like watching Vicky's channel is one, because she shares a lot of the same sort of ethics that I do. So she's all about sort of sustainability and recycling and everything, and she shows Cornwall in the same sort of way that I would, to be fair. And she really just sort of uploads every week, which I really appreciate, because you know it's not easy sort of keeping to a sort of weekly upload schedule. And yeah, if you like my videos, I'm pretty much sure that you would like hers as well, so maybe check it out. I'll link that in the description. And another YouTuber that I'd like to mention is First Light. Now, First Light is a sort of a young lad. His name's Alex. He makes sort of similar videos to what I do, where he goes out and explores and everything. He's still fairly new to YouTube, but he uploads every single week, at least twice a week. And if I think back to when I was sort of his age, I don't know how old he is, probably 12 or 13, maybe 14, I'm not sure. But when I was that age, would I have had the discipline to upload 2 videos to YouTube every single week? Probably not. And the reason why I think that you should follow Alex at First Light, I'll link that in the description as well, is because he's really eager, and if you think about it, he's going to be the future of sort of Cornwall related content, because he's so young. You know, come 10 years time, he would have had all that time to get up to a certain level, and I think he's definitely worth following. So as I said, subscribe to Alex's channel, I'll leave it linked below. As I've sort of mentioned before, I'm not sort of the best with cliff edges and things. So this to me, even though I'm quite a way away, is not great with it. But saying that, when I was traveling, as I mentioned before, when I was in New Zealand, I did a skydive from like 15,000 feet. No fear, didn't bother me one bit. And I'm thinking that's probably got something to do with the fact that when you're in an aeroplane and you sort of see people below and cars and everything, it's quite hard to sort of work out actually what the distance is from you and instant death. So that was fine, but sort of cliff edges like this is not the best. But it kind of goes back to probably when we used to come here as a kid, and I used to sort of, where that bridge I was mentioning that used to go across at the front there, we used to jump on it because it used to be like almost like a suspension bridge in a way, and my mum used to freak out. Never good with heights, and it's almost like part of that fear sort of encased into me. But I tend to be fine when there's a bit of a slope like this. That's not an issue. But when it's like an instant drop, nah, I don't cope well with that at all. There's chickens in these little pens. I didn't even know that was there, you know.
Oh, here the ocean is near, where you dug a hole and buried my fear. And we scattered like trees, sometimes in line, but I'm down all the time. You wait, but still it's trouble by trouble by trouble by trouble.
I think that's about it from me. If you are new here, don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more Cornwall related videos. Don't forget to love Sundays, because that's what we do here. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.
Late at the sea, nothing